thing here. Just going to hit box. Same idea. Just going to draw down, pull a couple times, pull a bit more, do another one. All right, so now let's check out what we can do. So while we're still in the naming phase here, we can go to the box, and if we wanted to make, let's say, pretty much a cube-looking guy, we could go to, let's say that box is length 20, and I'm just typing down here in the parameters by 20, by height down here, 20. All right, so when we get that all in there, you can see that we've now got a cube. Down here, I'm going to move this out of the way. Hopefully I won't need this stuff right up here for a moment. Okay, so down here, you can also see that as we click in this guy here, now I'll check that out here in a minute. Let's talk about segments for a moment and zoom. So length segments, I'm going to put in 2. Width segments, I'm going to put in 3. And height segments, I'm going to put in 4. And then we're going to talk about those with you for a moment. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take a look at some things down here. This pan view we won't need right now, but this zoom tool, if you click on exactly where you want to zoom and you roll the button in, you can zoom, and it's only going to zoom one view, so I can roll this one in a little bit, and I can click on this one and roll this one in a little bit, and click on this one and roll this one in a little bit. So again, remember, these are top, left, front, and perspective views. Perspective view is called realistic, so you don't really see it. Top view is called wireframe. Now, you can change these, and to change off to zoom, I really just have to click somewhere else for right now. So I'm probably ready to do that, so I'm just going to click anywhere else. Maybe I'll just click on the move tool for a moment. All right, so now let's take a look at the segments again. So again, in one particular view, we talked about 2 segments. In the next, we talked about 3. And then the other one, we talked about 4. So here's the 2 segments here. In the left view, we can see that there are only 2 segments, a top and a bottom. In the front view, we can see that there are 3 segments, 1, 2, 3 across. And from the top view, we can see that this has been split into 4 segments. Obviously, the squares it depends on which view you're looking at. From the front view, we see the 2 and the 3. From the left view, we see the 2 and the 4, and we see the 3 and the 4 from the top view. These are pretty important now because these make what's called faces. Each little one of these is a face, where each intersection is called a vertice, and we can go in and move individual faces and vertices. Let's talk about another tool down here called pan view. If we go ahead and we pop off of any of these for a moment, we should be able to just hit pan view, and we should be able to move any of these. So if you lose it, you can center it up with pan. Another thing you can do is this zoom box guy down here. So if we hit zoom selected, let me hit it again, zoom selected, and you hit this guy, it should zoom in right on your selected object. Let me look at him here. Boom, zoom selected. Should zoom in right on our selected object if you happen to get off the screen. All right, another couple things that we can do. One, we've shown that we can now put it someplace that we want. If we want to, once we've got it selected, I'm going to go back to move for a minute. Once we've got it selected, if we want to put it at certain coordinates, we can pop down here in the coordinates, and I'm going to go to 0, 0, 0 on X, Y, and Z axis, and I can put it on specific coordinates for us if we'd like to, anywhere you want. And now also, if you feel like changing the color, we can go in here and go, I don't like that, I want a purple box, and say okay. And we can change our box to purple. And this is the part where you're not going to think this is important, but I'm going to tell you this is important. Go in here and learn how, do a right click and either just delete, not delete the box. I want to delete the name. So I'm going to call this, instead of box, I'm going to call this, oops, let's go back in here again. I'm going to right click and I'm going to rename, and I'm going to call this something else. Okay, you're going to go, Mr. Wasserman, that's dumb. I don't need to rename boxes. I'm telling you what, as soon as you build something like a jail cell and you have 48 cylinders, and they're called cylinder 1 through 48, and you've got one specific one that you want to mess with, and you go, which one is it? Well, good luck in finding the specific cylinder, trying to figure out which one you want to manipulate. It's very nice to have this done. Specifically, if you're going to draw, there's a way that you can merge your figures together. Let's say you build 2 different things in 2 different saves, and you want to merge them together. You have to know what they're called to be able to merge things together, and you have to know what the pieces are called. So get in the habit of renaming and understand the fact that you can grid stuff out a little harder, that you can make it a little more able to edit it, and also the fact that you can move and or recolor your box at this point in time. So that's probably all for today.